Hey everyone, I'm Uwa. I'm a second year medical student at the University of Nottingham and welcome to another video. If you're new here, thank you so much for watching my video. It would be great if you stick around. If you do enjoy this video, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button to see more from me. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. As you've seen from the title, today's video is going to be things I wish I knew for applying to med school. If you're going to apply to medicine anytime in the future, this video is great for you and it's just a lot of advice and what I learned. This video is brought to you in collaboration with Medify. Medify, if you've not already heard of them, is an absolutely amazing resource and it's up there as one of the best ones to help you and support you. They literally cover every aspect of your medical application and support you each step of the way. I'll also leave a link to Medify so you can have a look and you can start using it to support your preparation. Enough rambling on and let's get into the video. First of all, you're going to want to research the med school. Any university you go to is an investment. Med school in particular and dentistry school is it's a huge investment. You're going to spend in at least 5 years there. Make sure you're going somewhere that you really want to go. It's going to be a bit hard for you to understand the different aspects of the course before you even start, but it is really useful to have a read through the website, speak to current students if you can, just get a flavour of what the course at university has to offer, because I can promise you it's very different at every med school. Each med school has their own unique way of delivering their content and their material. So things you can look out for are things like, do you get early patient contact, do you have dissections or prosections, do you have lectures or PBL. Find out especially the pros and the cons of lectures and PBL. So the next piece of advice is that you really don't need all A stars to get into med school. This isn't saying don't push yourself to get the best grades possible. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying that you shouldn't think because you're not predicted 3 A stars or you're not predicted 4 A stars that you should apply to medicine. Don't let that hinder your application. A lot of med schools will offer lower grades and they will also hand out contextualized offers. Research the various med schools and look for which ones offer different grades and like what the basis of their offer requirements are. Also, a lot of med schools look at your application holistically. Even if you don't get the best A-level grades, they consider your GCSEs, your UCAT score, all sorts. There's different websites like the Medic Portal which will give you comparisons of different med school entry requirements. The Med School Council is also one as well. Next tip is that you don't need the most extravagant and the most out there work experience. You'll hear of people who travel abroad, they do X, Y, and Z, they I don't know, build an orphanage, you do all sorts, but it's not that like honestly what you do isn't that important. What I mean is that it's more the quality rather than the quantity, so it's what you can gain from it. How that work experience can help to confirm your choice in medicine and what you can learn from it and take away from that experience. You want to be able to reflect adequately in your personal statement, and I'll come and talk more about personal statements later on in the video because Medify offer an amazing personal statement course. A key thing in your personal statement is show and don't tell. You don't want to just list what you've done. You want to mention experience and reflect on it in great depth and show these admission tutors what you have learned from that experience. This one I struggled with a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with quite a bit still at med school, and that is not to compare yourself to others, especially the work experiences. Like I said, people will do absolutely amazing stuff, but you never know, they might not end up benefiting anything from it. So don't feel intimidated by what other people are doing. Rather, you should help each other with the application process, especially when it comes to interviews. I know like aspiring medics tend to be a bit coy sometimes when it comes to the application process because there are so many of you competing for a very limited number of spaces, but you want to make sure you are helping each other, interview together, do practice questions together, just stuff like that. Make sure you are working together, get the best outcome of the application process as you can, and it also makes it more enjoyable for yourself and for your peers. Next piece of advice is that practical and hands-on experience is a lot more valuable than hospital work experience. I know it's really exciting to go and sit in on like a consultation with a GP and a patient, but med schools value seeing that you've got involved with patient care, or even if it's like a tea round, you've done something and you give back to the community rather than just sat there and listen to a GP consultation. So as much as possible, I recommend that you get involved with some sort of volunteering and you show the med schools that you've got some sort of ongoing long-term commitment and you are genuinely interested in what you're doing. Which brings me on to the next point, and that is to do things which you actually enjoy in your application. Don't just do things to tick a box in a checklist. Do things that you are actually going to get the most out of, and when you do enjoy something you do, you end up benefiting from it more, and then you're able to reflect on it more and learn a lot more from it, and that is going to massively boost your application and it's going to make you more passionate about wanting to apply to medicine. My next piece of advice advice is to prepare adequately for your entrance exams. Whether you're sitting UCAT or you're sitting BMAT, just make sure you are preparing for it and you are taking preparation seriously, as these exams are important, especially when it comes to the initial stages of the application process, and the admission tutors are filtering out who they want to invite for interviews and who they don't. You don't have to get the strongest score, which again I'll explain in a little bit, but a good score will open up a wider variety of universities you can apply to. But like I said, you don't have to get the strongest score in either your UCAT or your BMAT. A low score isn't the end of your application process, it's not the end of the road. There are so many other options that you can consider, and I've got a post on my page which is still relevant, and it's telling you a lot of places that you can apply to with a low UCAT score. But to help you with your UCAT preparation, you've got Medify, which is probably one of the most used resources out there by any aspiring med student or dentistry student. So they've literally got over 20,000 practice questions, so you will literally never run out of like practice resources. Also, they have lots of mini mocks and full mocks, which is really good, because something about the UCAT that a lot of people struggle with is the timings. They have really awkward times on the UCAT. I don't know how they come to those time allocations, but they are weird and they make the UCAT so much more difficult. You need to get used to working under these bizarre time pressures. And then Medify also have more than 50 hours of video tutorials giving you step-by-step guidance, and then they also give you performance feedback, which highlights the areas that you need to work on and you need to get better at, which is absolutely amazing, because the UCAT, I always say, is a game of practice. It's something that is going to be difficult at the beginning, I'm not going to lie to you, but you will get better at it through lots and lots of practice, and in particular practicing the specific question types and sub questions that you get wrong. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link to Medify below so you can go and sign up to their UCAT subscription and you can get practicing. They also have one for BMAT, but I can't really tell you too much about that, because I like giving you things from my honest experience, and I never actually sat the BMAT. The next piece of advice, as weird as it may sound, is just to not stress too much about your medical personal statement. A lot of places don't even consider it in the actual application anymore. For the universities which do consider it, it's a great opportunity for you to show off what you've learned and what you know about medicine and how passionate you are about it before you get to the interview stage. And again, with Medify, they have an amazing personal statement course which you can use to help you write your personal statement. There are so many different features on there that are really going to help to boost your statement. They give you guidance on writing a personal statement based on a team of experts, and they show you examples. They show you ones which are really good and ones which are not so good. Also, they score your personal statement based on the official marking criteria, which is really useful to have. The personal statement course is literally for any level that you are at, whether it's grad entry, a school leaver, you're a mature student. The next piece of advice is to take your interview preparation seriously. If I've not already said it enough at this point about Medify, they are an amazing resource to literally help you with every aspect of your application. They cover before the interview, they cover during the interview, and they give you advice on what to do after the interview. A key thing that I'll tell you now is to not look at places like the student room, which is going to elevate your nerves and just give you so much anxiety when people are getting their offers before you, or just saying random stuff to spook people. Looking back at it, the med school application process really is so tough, but at the end of it, it's all worth it. Just put in the hard work now, and when you get to my stage, or even when you get your offer, you will not regret it. Another piece of advice is to still work hard for your A-levels. You've got all this extra bits in your med school application that add so much stress, but don't lose sight of something that's very important, that's your A-levels. You can reapply to med school any other year, but your A-levels, for most people, it's something you only do once, and those grades stay with you for the rest of your life. So you want to make sure that you are putting in the work now, you are putting in the time, the effort and the energy into your A-levels. And the final bit of advice, which is something that I did still do, but as always just wish that I took more seriously, and that is to enjoy your summer. So you probably are going to be working, you will have a part-time job, you will be revising and getting ready to go back to college after summer. Just make sure, on top of everything else, you are making time for your friends. Go on a family holiday if your family are having one. Go out with your friends. Have some days off. If you're not at work, don't spend all that time revising, or don't spend all that time doing UCAT prep. Have days to chill. I literally revised for the UCAT every single day of summer, and I still enjoyed my summer, but I just remember feeling very tired and very burnt out. And then straight after my UCAT, I went headfirst into year 13. There was just so much, so I really recommend enjoy your summer as much as you can while still doing your medical application. It is possible, and you just need to learn to strike that balance. That's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, As always, I hope you did find it useful, and if you did, please remember to drop it a like and subscribe if you're not already. Join the gang so you can see lots more videos from me. Don't forget to check out Medify. If you are going to be starting your medical application anytime soon, head over to the link that I'll leave in the description and make the most of the resources they have available for you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.